ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Trendmasters Godzilla King of the Monsters 10-inch light up and roar Space Godzilla. Holy moly, look at this guy. He's looking super cold.
Cola, Minnesota.
Much like Mechagodzilla and Godzilla before him, Space Godzilla can be pretty basic when it comes to his overall body. Taking a lovely little side view of the figure, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, most of the color is going to be on the front of this guy, but this isn't a bad thing. No. As I feel we get more than enough on the sides. We've got a nice gradient effect on all of his little dorsal crystals over here, further making Space Godzilla look like one cold MF. Once they hit his tail though, they all mostly just become blue. Yeah, we get some tinges of white in there, but until we get to the very tippy top, it's mostly blue. I can't say I'm really upset with this, honestly, because I think it just looks really cool. The details on the tail over here, though, are a little on the basic side, but it communicates everything it needs to, honestly. Now, clearly you can tell what exactly is going to be a softer plastic and what's going to be a harder plastic, as all the harder plastic bits are a little bit brighter than the rubberier plastic bits. Yeah, it's a bit on the goofy looking side, but, you know, judging by the front of this figure, clearly Trendmasters weren't trying to make a screen accurate Space Godzilla. It more so looks like they were inspired by the poster art of Space Godzilla as done by Ori Noriyoshi. Noriyoshi. And you know, space is a pretty cold place, so this guy looking like an icy, crystallized version of Godzilla kinda just fits. And I think the details on these dorsal crystals over here are just very well done. They're angular and they're pointy. They're everything they need to be. Same could be said for these galaxy-ridden thunder thighs over here, plus kneecaps. And I might be going crazy, but I think I see a darker shade of blue along this general area over here. It's got a little bit more shine than the other parts. And I think I see that over here on the body as well, just darker shades of blue. You know what? Trendmasters, I love you. And I so wish toy companies today would just learn from the example you set so many years ago. This is something that wasn't needed to be done, and yet they still did it. Flames. Oh yeah, I'm definitely not going crazy. There is a darker shade of blue over there. That looks great. In fact, the majority of Space Godzilla's back is going to be a darker blue than the rest of the body, just because I imagine it's more of a rubberier plastic. And even with the head, it's definitely a darker shade than the body. And hey, yo, look at that, more little dorsal fins on the back of his head and neck. Seriously though, the detail on this face is just awesome. Really gnarly looking there too, if you ask me. Kinda funny how his gums are all blue and some of the teeth aren't painted towards the back though. But he's still got that Trendmasters goofy little snarl that Godzilla has, and I love that. Taking a look at Space Godzilla's crest, it more so looks like a coral reef just lodged itself onto his forehead. It's smoothed and a little banged up on my copy, forgive me, I was a child. But you know what? It works, as does this beautiful fruit roll-up fucking chest he has. The beautiful mixture of colors on Space Godzilla's chest, crotch, and a bit of his neck area is easily the eye catcher of this release. God, I love the hand-painted look to this thing. Oh, it just adds to it, man. And of course, it just brings forth all of those amazing details right to the fucking forefront, fam. Damn. Speaking a little bit more about details, though, I really like the details on Space Godzilla's shoulder blades over here. Or shoulder crystals. I don't know, it's very basic, but it also just works. And I like that we're going to see a little bit more of that on the inside of his shoulder crystals as well. That being said, though, the rest of the figure is rather basic. The details are very much similar to Godzilla, just with the Space Godzilla flair. He's going to have those weird open eye looking kneecaps. He's going to have those blue and white toenails that resemble his dorsal fins. He's going to have some white claws, and the detail surrounding all of that is just going to look really nice. You'll see more different shades of blue on the arms and on the biceps even, and that just directly correlates with the different shades of blue used on the hard plastic of the body. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but look at that! The color from his underbelly is going to go right up to the bottom of his jaw over here. Simply fantastic. Not going to get too much detail in the mouth though, save for just the tongue, which is going to light up. And yeah, Trendmasters knocked this out of the park. Very beautiful looking figure. Would you be surprised if I said this thing's gonna get 2 solid stars? Yeah, probably not, because this thing is definitely getting 2 solid stars. Look at this. Look at how bright this is. I love that Mondo are going to be releasing a SpaceGodzilla figure with this paint job. Just a beautiful ode to the Godzilla figures of yesteryear. And yes, I will do my best in order to attain that. No hopes. None, though. I think I got Biolante on a fluke, not even gonna lie to you. But anyway, let's take a look at articulation. Like Godzilla and Mechagodzilla, we'll get minimal movement over here at the head. In fact, I'm getting a little bit more than I expected, and I am terrified and not going to do that ever again. Again, I don't know how these things were wired, and I don't want to break anything. Plus, I've had this since I was a baby. You will be able to move the arms all the way around up here at the dorsal crystals. The rest of the arms can move forward and back as well. That looks painful, but look at the paint and detail in there too. We got a darker shade of blue and more detail. Jesus Christ, stop me. SpaceGodzilla's big and thick legs will be able to kick up about that far, and that's as far as I'm willing to go with this. No, I will not be instantaneously attempting to make it go all the way around like I did with Mechagodzilla, because just no. And of course, you'll be able to do all of that on the other leg as well, and mostly the same with the other arm. Not taking too many chances with this thing. It's older than some of you out there. We'll get a full rotation at the base of the tail over here, and another round of full rotation at the midpoint of the tail. And that's pretty much it in terms of articulation. Now let's take a look at this guy's gimmick. And it's just a gimmick this time. Locate the on and off switch, flip it, and now we're just going to screw with the motion sensor until he roars again. Yeah. I think you can already tell that this guy's light up feature isn't as impressive as Mechagodzilla and Godzilla's, because even here under all the lights, it's pretty dim. I do believe this thing was much brighter when I first got it as a kid, but let's take a look in the dark. Or as close to in the dark as we could possibly get here. Alrighty, Magoo. Oh, wow. That looks a lot better. Hey, you know what? Not too bad at all, really. I'll give that light up and roar feature a sub rating of a solid star. And as far as the roar goes, no. Size comparison time. Size-wise, like the two Godzillas and Super Mechagodzilla before him, SpaceGodzilla is a big boy. I do feel he would have been a little bit bigger had he a more neutral stance, but whatever. The figure exudes 90s energy, as I've said before about these giant Trendmasters figures. That, while also sporting a paint job that is very reminiscent of the Noriyoshi poster art, how could you not want this thing? The light up feature might not be as crisp, the roar might not be all that great either, but 10-inch Trendmasters SpaceGodzilla is an absolute win, and probably the closest thing we'll ever have to a King of the Monsters series SpaceGodzilla from Bandai, which makes me sad. Out of the 3 10-inch Trendmasters figures that I own, I think I can comfortably say now that SpaceGodzilla is definitely my favorite. Paint, detail, not so much the gimmick, even articulation, this guy, yeah, he's the wedding singer. Somebody kill me! Oh, he's a big boy. He's a big, colorful boy. And I love him so very much. I think part of that love also comes from the fact that I know that I'm probably never going to get another SpaceGodzilla this big, maybe Mondo. But I do think, in all honesty, that's also due to, in part, the nostalgia of it all. I've had this thing for a very long time. I don't have many of my Godzilla figures from childhood, and I have a bit of an attachment thing. But anyway, I have been ShinRobjira. I do so hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, check out social media, Patreon, you know that deal by now. When next we meet, we will be talking about Doom vinyl figures, or whatever the heck I'm getting from HLJ if that hasn't happened already. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. It does mean a lot. I don't just say that to pad out videos or anything. It do. I will see you all next time. Have yourselves a lovely weekend, or week, whenever this comes out. And I do so wonder what I'm going to be up to after these Doom reviews and another Trendmasters review. What could it be?